Happy Halloween, y'all! My favorite holiday, and I'm glad I can share it with you. Anywho, I wanted to build a Halloween house and try to make it as spooky and possible as I could for you and for me because it was a lot of fun. It really, really was. Now, when I first decided to do this, I had the idea of having the Bates Motel, like at the top of a hill with the long stairs coming down. But as you can see, the more I tried, the more I failed. I just could not. I tried so hard. No matter what I did, I couldn't get the height right as far as like the land below the house wasn't really attached to the house, so I was going to have to put in a bunch of overgrowth and greenery, and that was clipping through the floors and everything, and it just wasn't working out. I know there's a way to do it. I've seen people do it before, or at least I've seen the finished product, and it looks amazing. Absolutely amazing, and those are incredible builders that I'm not one of. So, anywho, I decided, you know what, screw this. I'm going a different way, and I decided to go with this. And this, to me, in and of itself, was really, really creepy. So anyway, I was using that picture as inspiration to kind of build the exterior of the home and then, kind of go from there and see what I could do with it. Now, I think that I managed to get it made pretty well. I did have to adjust here and there, make a few little rooms or walls a little bit smaller because it just wasn't giving the same effect in the size that I originally had. So I did adjust here and there, but overall I think it was great. But once I got the base shell of it done, I went on to work on the exterior, the full exterior, including the roofing, and I thought I was going to not make it. I was losing my mind. I wanted to do like the little curvy, kind of pointy, witchy looking roofs. I wanted to do, like the four sides with the half roof or whatever, and I wasn't able to get that done. I couldn't manage to do what I was trying to do according to what the picture looked like. And I believe most of the problem with that was the fact that this section here was a rectangle and not a square. If it was a square, I would have been able to do it, probably. I'm not guaranteeing that, but probably would have been able to do it. But the regular pointy roof like that, it just didn't look creepy. It looked like a church. So I had to kind of play around a lot with the roof. It took me way too long, but I managed in the end to make it look reasonable for me. And I really, really like the end result. You'll see me going, oh my God, back and forth and back and forth. And sometimes this is what happens when you have an idea in your head or you see a picture and you want to make it look like that picture as close as possible. That's when I have trouble. When I'm just building and I don't have a reference to build from or an idea, a predetermined idea in my head, it's a lot easier to roof because I'm not trying to replicate anything. I'm just playing and making it, and that's it. It is what it is. But the end result, I really, really, really liked. It just honestly blew me away. I was like, I love this so much. But anyway, I digress. So after doing the roofing, I was like, okay, let's just work a little more on the exterior, get the exterior walls done, get the windows. I did go on and do the spandrels and roof edges and things like that to kind of make it pop a little more, make it look a little bit more Victorian than it, did at the moment. Trying to find the right parts and pieces was a little difficult, but I did manage, and I really like how it turned out. It looked not exactly like the picture, but close. It wasn't too bad. And then, of course, once the exterior was done, as far as getting it set up, I was like, okay, we got to make this darker. We have to make this spookier. So that's when I started adding the spires and, everything was black. Everything was going to be black. But then I had to go inside, of course, and decide on where I wanted the stairs to go and how I wanted it done, if I wanted it open to the bottom or not, what was going to work, because it was different sizes on the bottom level and the top level. Trying to figure out the ladder to go up to the attic area was another issue. So that took me a minute of going back and forth and trying to figure it out. I believe the last thing that I did, of course, the end result was something that I was very happy with. But I did need to go in and do the floor plan. And the floor plan wasn't too difficult. Once I had the stairs and the ladder in, the floor plan was fine. But as you can see on the very, very top, I was planning on doing that as a bedroom. But once I started to actually furnish and get going, I decided to make that into an office because it made more sense as an office because I didn't have any bookcases anywhere. So of course I'm just placing down the placement furniture just to kind of give myself an idea of what I was going to do in case I forgot, because this was like a multi-day build and I knew I was going to forget what I had been thinking at the time. So I just kind of went back and forth and made it work. And then at the end, oh my gosh, I struggled so hard with the fence. I'm like, I wanted it to fence off the entire house, but I didn't, but I did. So anyway, I was back and forth trying to figure out how to make this work. I kept going back to the thumbnail shot to see what looked good, what didn't look good. I think I moved the house back a couple of times. I changed my idea on where I wanted the fence to be. But in the end, I really do like where it was. It just made sense to me to have the entire thing fenced in because, thinking back on, scary, creepy movies that I've seen, even the little kid ones, where you walk past a creepy house, the whole house is encased with the fence. And you have this giant gate in the front or whatever that's falling apart and it's got stuff growing on it. You know what I'm talking about. So that was kind of the idea that I was going for. So it did take me a minute to get there, but I did get there eventually. With the fireplace and the living room, oh my god, that took forever. So I was like, you know what, I'll figure that out later. I know this is going to be the living room, so I just went in and did the roof paint, ceiling paint, excuse me, and because I knew I wanted to do that. But I also had to make sure that I had the iron fencing and all of that. I wanted to make sure that I had cobwebs, so I placed a few of those here and there. And yeah, here in just a second, we're going to get into the walkthrough. So let's just go check it out, shall we? Alrighty, y'all. I am so excited to show you this. I love this. I love this. It's so cool. It's so spooky. It was so much fun to do. Oh my god. Okay, so we start on the front. We've got this giant gate here. The whole property is surrounded by a fence. So because of the lot traits, you are going to want to lock this gate for everyone except household. Everything. Because we have unhallowed grounds, which possess TVs, netherworld treasures, lowered bills, living or the dead. There's something here for everybody. Vampire nexus. Vampires more likely to visit the area. And registered vampire lair. League will send various gifts from time to time through the mail, no less. Even the immortals use the public mail service. Only available on home residences. And the lot challenges is spooky, which from some inexplicable reason this lot attracts wandering ghosts. So you might want to lock that gate. Anywho, let's take a look at the outside real quick. In the front here, we have a couple of beautiful statues, I suppose. We do have 3 coffins sitting out in front. If vampires are going to visit, they need a place to take a nap, just in case they get through the gate. And over here, we have Grimm's bicycle, which I love. I'm so glad I got that one. I believe that was from one of the events. So, yeah, that's cool. Love it. We also have Patchy, who is guarding the maze. And the maze in different areas has little headstones all over, as well as creeping vines. There's creeping vines everywhere throughout this exterior. And then in the back, we have a cauldron and fire pit. We also have a non-functional well, dead trees, of course, because, it's got to be spooky. Got to make it ready, right? Ready for Halloween. Some activity or skill items, the telescope and some gardening. And some of the grass is dead. We've got creeping vines everywhere, dead trees. And I love this. The front porch has a seance table, so that's something that the neighbors, I'm sure, love to see. Backyard. Oh, I meant to take these lights out. We don't need those. Backyard, we've got a little table to sit and eat, a grill, a bar back there as well. Now, on the house itself, we do have the gargoyle statue, or not the statue, but the wall accent. We've got some holes in the roof. We've got some spires all over the place and a chimney, as well as another gargoyle. And then we've got these, I think that's a llama over there. And that's just a regular gargoyle, which is so cool. I want a gargoyle on my front porch one of these days. I just can't afford it because it's too expensive. Let us go inside and see what I did, shall we? Yes, we shall. You're going to love it. We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to remind you to hit that like button, leave your comments, questions, and suggestions down below, hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget that notification bell. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. Here's the porch. As you see, we do have a little fountain and the cobwebs because, you know, it's spooky. You have to have cobwebs. Anyway, we go inside and you have this little entryway. It is quite small, but we do have stuff in the entryway. This here is actually, get back to it. Let's see, what was that? The Q&A curio case, and I made it smaller by 2, I believe, so that I could put it in the entryway because I wanted it in the house, but it was just too big for what I wanted to do with it. Anyway, you walk in, you have this beautiful entryway here with a matching rug and wallpapers. I tried to use as much of the spooky stuff that I could find in any and all of the packs that I had, so there is a little bit of a weirdness as far as all the packs that I used. I think you can still make it spooky even if you don't have all the packs that I have. I do have mouse holes around, and for some reason it's not attached to the wall, but there's a mouse hole down there. We've got this little entry table. It's supposed to be for a water pitcher and basin, but it has owls and red roses. We got some old creepy pictures, archways everywhere. We've got these cool chandeliers, cobwebs, and oh yeah, look, there's spiders too. More old creepy pictures. I love this build so much. You're going to hear me say that so much it's going to make your ears bleed. I'd say it so much. But there are a lot of cobwebs throughout. I mean, it's supposed to be a spooky house. Old pictures, again, more cobwebs. The kitchen is probably the brightest, least scary room in this entire build, believe it or not. But we've got potions and other things there in the corner, the stove and some lighting, and over here is the pantry that I decided to kind of shove in the little corner because I didn't know what else to do with the corner. Over here we have, I guess, a drink bar. You can do whatever you want. You can put it in an actual bar if you want, just turn it around. But I wanted to do this because I'm thinking old Victorian house, it's not going to have a lot of the modern appliances. That's why I chose this stove. No, I didn't. I chose the stove because it was cool and it matched everything else. This here, okay, I placed the thing here over the oven and I didn't like how it was just hanging there, like there was nothing there. So I tried to put it up closer to the ceiling, but it just looked weird. It just looked weird no matter which way I did it. So I kind of looked everywhere and I found this vent and I'm glad I did. It's kind of peeking down here. That's why this is kind of low. What I did is I made it smaller by 3, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It is the questionable air duct. That gave me the ability to kind of make it look a little more like it was meant to be that low kind of thing. Now, I can't get over how cool this build is. I had so much fun with this thing and it took me so long. We've got the refrigerator over in this corner. Here is the dining room. More cobwebs, more creepy pictures, this cool old furniture. I think it's from vampires. I used vampires, werewolves, all of that. I'll let you know what it all is here in a bit. But we've got the old curtains, more cobwebs. We've got a skull. We've got an urn, an urn in the dining room because when you're eating, you want your family members to eat with you. So that's why they're there. More creepy pictures all over the place with some lighting. I didn't put a chandelier. I just put that light there. If we go in here, this is the living area or the sitting room, I suppose. No TV in this whole house because they didn't have TVs back then. But we do have a big giant organ. We've got Grimm's guitar over there and a microphone because you need some activity and skill items in your gameplay. Got some items on top of the fireplace. Tarot cards all over the place as well as the cobwebs, of course. I got some scratches on the wall. We don't know why. And I see this room is missing a couple of plants. Let me try to find some plants or at least one plant to put over there. There we go. That's a little better. I did put some fireplace pokers over in the other corner as well. Now this room did take me a minute because I could not figure out which way I wanted it to go, what I wanted to put in here. I thought about a TV and then I changed my mind. I did have some windows here where the fireplace is, but I took those out once I decided to put the fireplace here. Then I decided, you know what? There's no TV. Anyhow, I was having trouble with this room. That's the bottom line. But I figured it out and I love the way it looks. I love that I was able to get this organ in this house. I wanted it in here so bad. I moved it from room to room to room until I found a good place for it. And I think I did. Now we're going to go upstairs. Before we do that, I could not get rid of that. I tried, but every time I tried to get rid of it, it got rid of it outside. I tried the shift Alt, Control, it didn't matter. One way or the other, it always messed it up. I think part of the reason why is because I have the stairwell open down to the bottom. I think that messed it up, but whatever. It's there. It's not a big deal. Up here, we've got, love these curtains. We've got more creepy pictures all over. I tried to make sure that the pictures weren't all the same. Tried to kind of make them a little different. Putting these gargoyles above these doors was, it was an accident because I was like, I want to use a gargoyle somewhere. And I just stuck it on the wall to keep it there just to remind myself. And I was like, oh my God, that looks amazing over the door. So I kept it and I put one over every door because I had to. We've got a little sitting area here with a little dragon over there. Here we've got a little table with some stuff and a ladder that goes upstairs with a partition to kind of separate it off, plus add a little more decor because I didn't have a lot. Now, this room here, this is the bathroom. I love it. I haven't used so much vampire stuff in so long, like in one complete build. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. More cobwebs, of course. You know, you're going to have those. And this room here is the kids' room, or teen, child, whatever you want to call them. They've got their stuff. They've got the creepy little stuffy down there, dresser with some stuff on it, a little chest with who knows what in there, and then more creepy things on the wall with the spider webs and night table and curtains and all of that wonderfulness. If we leave this room, we go into the master bedroom. I don't think it's very decorated, but it's very purple. It's very, very, very purple. But they've got some creepy stuff on the walls as well. Book stand, slashed pictures, swords, spiders. I mean, come on. This is like such a creepy house. I love it. I know other people have built much creepier rooms and homes than this, but I don't care. I like this one because I did it and I like it. Now we're going to go up here. This is the office area. Oh, I went too far. And oh my gosh, I forgot how fast you move up here. But anyway, we've got the desk with the quill and the palm for palm reading and the big windows with the curtains, dead tree in the corner, a little fainting couch. And then what I wanted to do so bad, I wanted a door that went into the roof. I don't know why. I just did. And I did try to use the bookcase door, but what happened was when you placed the bookcase door, it clipped through the ceiling. So you could see the top of the bookcase out here. So I was like, okay, fine, just 2 bookcases is fine. I just wanted that to be like attic storage, another creepy little area. I was going to throw some junk up there and whatnot, more cobwebs and spiders, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. One thing I did notice that I needed to do, see, I think it was this one in black. Yep, there it is. I didn't get that painted. I want to make sure that was painted. Yay! This is the build. I hope you guys like it. I hope that you can use it for your Halloween gameplay. I think it's a cool house. It's a spooky house, that's for sure, especially at night. I mean, look at this. Would you not be creeped out if you walk by this house and you're like, oh my God, what is going on there? Why do they have coffins in the front yard? And then I would be the one that says, I want to go look. I want to go inside. I want to see. That's because I'm a weird, weird person, and that's okay. Anyhow, I'm sorry. I crack myself up sometimes, and you're probably listening thinking, this chick is weird. And yes, I am. Anyhow, let's go back to afternoon. These are all the packs I used. It's 1 page, 2 pages, almost 3 pages. I'm so sorry. But like Grimm's Ghoulish guitar, it's just the guitar. There's nothing else except the guitar. Desert Lux, I think I used the fireplace or something. There's a lot of the clutter stuff. The Book Nook, I think it's just like 2 or 3 things. Secret Sanctuary, it's just those 2 bookcases and the fainting couch. So it's kind of hit or miss. There is a lot of stuff from the spooky stuff pack, paranormal stuff, Crystal Creations, definitely vampires. There's some from Strangerville, Realm of Magic for sure, werewolves, and Life and Death are the main ones for the main build. I believe all the other kits and packs are more or less clutter items, so you can take it or leave it. But if you want to download it, it is under hashtag lilmomma, Momma-One, and Halloween 2025, because that is the title. To hopefully make it a little easier for you to find. In any case, if you guys do download this one and play with it, please let me know how it goes. And if you decide to redo it like in a spookier way, or decide to kind of completely redo it and make it like this perfect little Barbie house, all with pastel colors and whatever you want to do. Oh my God, you've got to show me because I need to see it. So make sure you leave me a comment down below and let me know so I can go check it out. Here is the top-down look. You can see dining, kitchen, sitting room, and then that's basically the hallway. Upstairs, we've got the upstairs hall, bathroom, teen and master, and upstairs. Upstairs is the office area. So there you go. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. And man, I really hope that this gives you some kind of inspiration. I know I took some of the things that I did from other creators just as a whole for ideas to do. In any case, y'all, until next time, have fun and happy Halloween.